Okay, I'm telling y'all what. Here lately, I am finding it. I don't know if it's some planetary alignment or what is going on in outer space or with my personal astrology chart. But I am finding it very difficult to separate reality from fiction. That goes for relationships, work, dreams, whatever. The finances. I have played the Pick 3 lottery for twice this week. Okay? Twice. And I want to tell you something. Both times, I lost by one number. The first time I picked 444. And the winning numbers were 441. Of course, when I woke up the next morning and checked, I was like, this is some bullshit. Well, last night I picked 321 and it was 328. So, I'm sure you can imagine my frustration. If you can't imagine it, I'm giving you a visual aid right here. At any rate, I just got back from walking, considering the fact that that's become a habit for me now, seeing as how I have no vehicle of any kind. I walked all the way to Lowe's Home Improvement to buy hinges for this house, which, by the way, after I'm finished with this particular video, I'm going to have to work on. I have an up-and-coming roommate who is already kind of odd. But anyway, I want the money. I need the money. It's a necessity. In and during my walk, I was not even wearing this outfit. I'm wearing this outfit for this show only. During my walk, I was mistaken for a prostitute. I do not know how many times. I could not count them on two hands. I literally had people stop and say how much, blow the horn, ridiculous. I mean, if I were not the type of person that I am, even so, I would probably have whipped somebody's ass had they, tried to accost me on the street. I don't know, it just blows my mind. Not to mention the fact my back is really killing me because of, walking, 5 or 6 miles today. At any rate, it's good for my legs. And, of course, my body. It makes me stay healthy and fit. I don't know, but the universe is, I don't know, I read too many signs into the universe, I'm telling you. Yesterday I was on the phone with this guy that I went to high school with, and I knew, we've been having really good conversations. Of course, he lives an hour away from me now, but we've had really good conversations as of late and have talked about seeing each other. That shit changed tremendously yesterday. And I knew that it was going to because I was sitting outside at work smoking a cigarette, and while I was on the phone with him, this crow comes up and just starts screaming. And I was like, oh shit, because one crow is like a death or a new beginning. So I was like, oh shit, how long is this gonna take, At any rate, I walked back through the door to work after I get off the phone with him, and of course, 5-10 minutes later, he's calling me with some melodrama. Which it wasn't necessarily extremely bad, but it did throw a stick into the spokes of our relationship together. So anyway, we worked out all that shit, and it was literally a new beginning. But all this shit is like coinciding and lining up. I don't know if this is like the Celestine prophecy or what, but it's extremely unusual to be me right now. Too much shit is going on, and it's just odd. So, the worst of things that happened to me yesterday was the fact that I come home from work and apparently my ex, who you've heard a lot about, the druggie, found out my new phone number. I am not at all happy about that. I don't know what in hell he is doing, but apparently he's stalking me or something. He found my new number and decides to call like I want to hear from him. And as I answer the phone, I'm like, how did you get my number? And he was like, well, somebody called me from it. And I was like, well, it certainly was not me. And I don't want you calling me ever again. Well, at any rate, I hung the phone up on him. And he decides to start a random series of texts, which I despise. I absolutely despise text. I cannot stand it. Text is meant to say, hey, call me, or, this is my opinion, of course. It is not meant to hold a conversation. A conversation is meant to be held over the telephone, or in person, or by letter, whatever. Not even necessarily by letter. It is meant to be held over the telephone or in person. It is not meant to be held over text. I despise text for that reason. People think... I have heard some of my guy friends tell me that their ex-girlfriends have broken up with them over text. How fucking pathetic is that shit? Text dislocates people from human connection. And... no, that's unacceptable. I am not that kind of person. I do not care to associate with people in that fashion. I want to talk to you face to face or over the telephone. I do not want to text you back and forth and not be able to hear the inflection in your voice whenever you're lying or you're happy, or be able to read your body language whenever I'm standing in front of you talking to you. I don't want to deal with that shit. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. And not to mention the fact, these guy friends of mine that insist their exes broke up with them over text insist on using text. And I'm like, maybe if you didn't text her so much and you participated in your relationship, you wouldn't have that fucking problem. So don't come whining to me about the fact that she broke up with you over text. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, but you probably dug your own grave. So, you know, what am I supposed to do about it? There's nothing that I can do about it. Lord have mercy. At any rate, my ex starts this random series of texts calling me every name in the fucking book. And I'm like, dude, so I tell him about the guy from high school that I've been talking to, because I'm just honest like that, you know. I think he should know, or anybody should know, because I'm going to tell whoever. I'm excited about it. But anyway, he decides that he wants to give me a hard time about a guy that I've known for 20 years, and this fool fucked some girl who was randomly texting me in the middle of the night asking whether or not I was his girlfriend still. He wants to give me a hard time about that shit. I mean, come on. Control freak. No. The first words that flew out of my mouth were, motherfucker, you cheated on me. We promised one another that we would tell each other, even after we had broken up, whether or not we were going to sleep with somebody else. And I'm telling you, I'm being honest about it, but you did not give me that same respect. You are fucking pathetic. On and on and on and on, and melodrama, on and on and on. So, in the meantime, while all this shit's going on, the guy from high school is like texting me talking about, "Are you okay, baby?" And I'm like, "No, not really. I'm not at all okay because my fucking ex has decided he's going to pitch a fit on me." And Lord have mercy, last night was just completely fucking crazy. At any rate, he was worried that my ex had come over here and was like being an asshole again, I guess. Pardon me while I light this cigarette. And I was like, no dude, he is not over here. He knows better than to fucking come over here. I'll beat his ass. I mean, come on. What is wrong with men these days? I don't understand. Or people. Not just men, people in general. What the fuck is wrong with people? I paused for a second there to let that sink in. What the fuck is wrong with people? I don't understand it. I personally was raised with integrity, and I don't know where in hell that is in this day and age. I have no idea what is going on with people. To this day, you cannot even borrow a cup of sugar from your neighbor without them not pounding on your door talking about, where is my cup of sugar? I want my sugar back. Fuck you and your sugar. You know, if I will give to you the shirt off of my back very freely and not ask for anything in return. That is the way that the world is supposed to work, the last that I recall. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. Forgive and forget. I mean, oh my goodness. I am severely disappointed with the people of this world in this day and age. First thing I texted to my ex yesterday, whenever he started this random series of texts, you make me fucking sick. I do not want to associate with you. I do not know how you got my telephone number. And I don't care what excuse you're coming up with or reasoning you're coming up with for how you got it. But do not use my number. Of course, that set him off even worse. And, of course, he's asking about the guy that I'm talking to. And blah, 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 blah. Like it's any of his fucking business who I'm talking to. And as you can clearly see, I'm extremely upset about this because this is how this motherfucker treated me our entire relationship. More, give me more. Tell me every fucking thing, but I'm not going to tell you shit. I don't have to communicate with you, but you better communicate with me. But bullshit, honey, that shit is over with. That is over with. I am grown. I'm a grown woman. And I am certainly not going to bend over backwards for you anymore when you never bent over backwards for me to fucking begin with. No, I told him, do not text me, and that goes for your fucking whores too. Do not let your bitches text me in the middle of the night again. Tell them bitches to leave me alone. I'm not trying to associate with you. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to be bothered by it. I'm trying to move on with my life and make something better of my life, not stay stuck in a rut with your sorry ass. So leave me the fuck alone. It's that simple. It infuriates me to know that he has the audacity to treat me like shit through the entirety of our relationship, give up on our relationship, and then try to hold on in some small way while he's out fucking some other hoe. Don't do that shit. If you are that pathetic of a fucking man and you cannot say, or woman even, I know some of you bitches out there are like that too. If you are that fucking pathetic, you do not need to be involved in a relationship. You need to tell people straight up, I just want to fuck you. It is that simple. I want nothing from you other than sex. I have dated a series of men since that asshole left me, and I'm telling you what, Mm-mm. If you don't give it up, they don't want nothing to do with you. Fine. Take your ass on somewhere else. I'm not participating like that. No. You will respect me and whatever relationship we may or may not have together in the future. I'm not. No. Mm-mm. It is not cool the way people are these days, especially younger people. I just don't understand it. I seriously do not even understand it.